In Centralia, Pennsylvania, a landfill blaze ignited an underground coal vein in 1962. Nearly 60 years later, the town is marked by an ongoing subterranean fire. This has led to the emergence of sinkholes, the release of toxic gases, and the demolition of buildings. In response, the government allocated over $42 million to buy out and relocate most residents. Only 5 remained in 2017, living under the condition that their homes would revert to the state after their demise. The town's curious landscape, particularly the infamous graffiti highway, once part of Route 61, draws visitors. The road, decommissioned due to mine fire-induced buckling, now boasts colorful graffiti and has become a popular spot. Despite the environmental challenges and the absence of essential services, some residents persist in calling Centralia home. The fire's origin remains unconfirmed, though many believe it started during a landfill cleanup gone wrong. Legends and superstitions surround the underground blaze, while some hope for Centralia's revival. According to some, researchers at CERN's Large Hadron Collider are reportedly attempting to reach a parallel universe using the collider's powerful atom-smashing capabilities. They believe that by creating tiny black holes, they can open doorways to other dimensions, sparking questions about the potential consequences, such as the transfer of gravity between universes. The concept of parallel dimensions and portals to other worlds has long fascinated scientists, and CERN's experiments have brought these ideas to the forefront. CERN, originally a post-war physics project, has evolved into a global research facility. Its name, derived from the Celtic god Cernunnos, and its symbolic connections to mythological and religious figures have led to speculation about the organization's true purpose. Some suggest CERN is trying to open a portal to the underworld or create a stargate for otherworldly beings. China's experimental advanced superconducting tokamak, often called the Chinese artificial sun, achieved a notable milestone by sustaining a nuclear fusion reaction for over 17 minutes. During this experiment, plasma reached an extraordinary temperature, much hotter than the sun itself. This accomplishment holds promise for nuclear fusion as a clean and abundant energy source. Unlike fossil fuels, fusion produces no emissions or radioactive waste, offering a safer and more sustainable alternative. The East reactor, designed to mimic the sun's fusion process, uses magnetic fields to contain superheated plasma, where atomic nuclei combine to release energy. While challenges remain, such as maintaining plasma heat, China's success marks progress in achieving sustainable fusion energy. The East reactor contributes to the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor Project, a global effort to develop fusion technology. Expected to be operational in 2025, ITER represents a significant step forward in the pursuit of clean and limitless energy. China's Sky Eye telescope, also known as the 500-meter Aperture Spherical Radio Telescope, FAST, has made headlines. Astronomers using this telescope detected some mysterious signals while scanning deep space in 2020 and 2022. These signals were unusual because they didn't match typical radio noise. They were narrow-band signals, which means they could have come from a specific source, possibly extraterrestrial technology. However, scientists are cautious and need more data to confirm if these signals are truly from aliens or just human interference. The idea of China possibly communicating with aliens has sparked curiosity. Scientists are carefully analyzing the signals to understand their origin better. This discovery adds to the ongoing quest to find signs of intelligent life beyond Earth.
Like this video and subscribe to Maker.
ChipChan, a mysterious Korean woman, has been live streaming her life for over a decade. She believes she's a victim of mind control and is held captive by a police officer named P. Often seen sleeping for extended periods in uncomfortable positions, ChipChan appears unkempt, with unexplained rashes and wounds. Her apartment is filled with Korean signs, and webcams capture her seeking help. Theories about ChipChan's situation range from an art project to illness to a true story. Despite efforts, including contacting local authorities and visiting her home, her situation remains unexplained. The alleged YouTube channel, Mind Control Weapon, reportedly features videos showing ChipChan's poor living conditions, highlighting severe skin and health issues that resemble bacterial infections. Despite the concerning content, the videos provide limited insight into her situation. It's mentioned that ChipChan refuses help from others, adding to the complexity of her circumstances. The online community remains concerned about her well-being, with a sense of helplessness due to her resistance to assistance. The mystery surrounding ChipChan continues, leaving observers with more questions than answers. A Chronovisor is a device purported to allow viewing of past events, with claims ranging from witnessing the crucifixion of Jesus to involvement by prominent figures like physicist Enrico Fermi and engineer Wernher von Braun. While its origins remain murky, it's been suggested that it may have roots in ancient rituals involving image and sound projection for emotional impact. Described as a large cabinet with a display screen and control panel, the Chronovisor allegedly had the capability to receive, decode, and reproduce electromagnetic radiation and sound waves from historical events. Its evolution over several decades is shrouded in mystery, with speculation about its involvement in secretive government programs. Virus is an unconventional belief system, merging philosophy, science, technology, politics, and religion into a single concept. It was conceived to compete with established religions and introduce unique ideas that could ensure human survival and evolution. Its core principle is adaptation, aiming to continuously integrate better concepts while securing the longevity of its followers. This ideology asserts that everything in existence forms interconnected systems, and evolution is a pervasive force, not limited to biology, but extending to various aspects of life, including culture and the universe itself. According to Virus, the meaning of life lies in the impact one has on the world and its people, rather than serving a higher authority. Virus encourages critical thinking, rational action, empathy, and broad perspectives as essential virtues. It challenges dogmatic faith, apathy, and hypocrisy as senseless sins that hinder progress and understanding. The peculiar name Virus was deliberately chosen to be provocative, signifying its intention to infect minds with its ideas. Within the Church of Virus, certain individuals are recognized as saints, including Hypatia of Alexandria, Charles Darwin, and Alan Turing, for their contributions to knowledge and human advancement. Information obtained from the Freedom of Information Act electronic reading room discloses CIA involvement in secret projects exploring military applications of psychic phenomena. These experiments, including mental projection for spying on the Soviets, have faced skepticism from some military leaders who dismiss them as witchcraft and black magic. However, figures like Lieutenant General William Odom express concerns about Soviet advancements in psychic research. Within the Pentagon, discussions revolve around the potential creation of a psychic shield to counter remote spying. The CIA, despite skepticism, takes psychic research seriously, with notable experiments conducted by Harold Puthoff and Russell Targ at the Stanford Research Institute. Although psychics demonstrated some success, describing locked filing cabinets and breaching security, the overall success rate hovers around 70%. The information also sheds light on the unintended consequences of the government's surplus cheese distribution. Initially meant to feed the hungry and reduce surplus stocks, it inadvertently led to decreased consumer purchases, resulting in a significant increase in surplus cheese stocks and associated costs. The documents paint a fascinating picture of a complex interplay between military experimentation and unforeseen outcomes in government initiatives. Cicada 3301, emerging in 2012, is an organization that has captivated curiosity and confusion. Known for intricate puzzles delving into data security, cryptography, steganography, and internet anonymity, it aimed to attract individuals of high intelligence. The group's true motives, however, remain a mystery, leading to a variety of theories. Speculations range from Cicada being a recruitment tool for government agencies or a secret society dedicated to advancing cryptography, privacy, and anonymity. Some even propose it as a cult or a religion. The puzzles utilize diverse communication methods, each clue authenticated by the same OpenPGP private key. Despite numerous attempts to unravel its secrets, Cicada has never been confirmed resolved. The organization denies involvement in illegal activities, and despite claims linking it to conspiracy theories, Cicada asserts no such connections. The enigma surrounding Cicada persists, drawing the intrigue of those fascinated by cryptography, data security, and the intricate workings of the internet. A Cicadian is someone who's chosen a unique path in life, seeking enlightenment through a blend of spirituality, technology, science, and mysticism. This philosophy, termed technomysticism, isn't self-made, but received from a mysterious source. Enlightenment for Cicadians isn't about traditional meditation atop mountains. Instead, it's a quest to be fully optimized and connected to the global consciousness. They focus on developing their minds, willpower, bodies, and intelligence while staying true to their nature as part of the global brain. Cicadians progress through stages like Neophyte, Magus, Instar, and finally Imago as they move towards enlightenment. To start this journey, one must privately declare themselves a Cicadian and may join a group known as a brood. Instructions guide Cicadians, urging them to command your own self, do 4 unreasonable things each day, program your mind, and program reality. Central principles include questioning everything, finding truth within, following personal truth, and avoiding imposing beliefs on others. These instructions shape their path towards enlightenment. The City of the Deads, known as Presbítero Maestro Cemetery, is a historical landmark located in Lima, Peru. Built in the 19th century, it stands as one of the oldest cemeteries in America. Designed by Spanish priest Elias Presbítero Maestro, this cemetery replaced the practice of burying individuals underground in church catacombs. With its extraordinary architecture and magnificent sculptures, Presbítero Maestro Cemetery spans 150,000 square meters and houses over 685 graves, 393 mausoleums, and 72 historical monuments. It serves as the final resting place for prominent figures of Peruvian history, including writers, presidents, intellectuals, and heroes like Miguel Grau, known as the Lord of the Seas. Clapham Wood, located in West Sussex, England, has gained notoriety as a purported site for various mysterious occurrences. Reports of UFO sightings, lost or sick pets, and unexplained phenomena in the area date back to the 1960s. Some people have experienced feelings of nausea, encountered patches of gray mist, and described sensations of being pushed or followed. The woods have a darker side, with the discovery of 4 bodies over the years adding to the mystery. In 1972, police constable Peter Goldsmith went missing, and his body was found 6 months later hidden in thick bramble. In 1987, authors Toyne Newton, Charles Walker, and Alan Brown claimed in their book, The Demonic Connection, that the woods were used for rituals by a satanic cult called the Friends of Hecate, linked to the Freemasonry movement. However, investigations by journalist Will Storr for his book found no substantial evidence supporting these claims, suggesting they may have been exaggerated or based on urban legends. Writer Barry Stevens expressed skepticism, proposing that the paranormal stories might have been invented or uncritically accepted. The classical element known as ether was once believed to be the 5th element, alongside earth, water, air, and fire. Unlike the others, ether was thought to fill the celestial sphere and be the substance of the heavens. It was considered incorruptible and eternal, in contrast to the earthly elements. This concept dates back to ancient Greek philosophy and was later adopted by other civilizations, including the Romans and medieval alchemists. Ether was associated with the divine, representing the realm of the gods and the source of celestial movements. Though it fell out of favor with the advancement of scientific understanding, the idea of ether remains an intriguing aspect of historical cosmology. The claustrum, a mysterious area in the brain, has long puzzled scientists due to its extensive connections with the cortex, which handles complex thinking. While it was once believed to be the center of consciousness, recent research proposes a different function. Scientists at the University of Maryland suggest that the claustrum acts more like a high-speed internet router. Instead of being the seat of consciousness, it receives commands from different brain regions responsible for complex thoughts and forms networks in the cortex. This router-like role helps coordinate various brain networks, enabling us to perform complex tasks in our daily lives. Understanding how the claustrum functions is crucial, as disruptions in brain networks are linked to conditions like addiction, Alzheimer's, and schizophrenia. Insights from this research could lead to improved therapies for these disorders. Experiments on animals and humans have challenged the old theory. Turning off the claustrum in conscious mice didn't result in loss of consciousness, but they struggled with difficult tasks without it. Functional MRI brain scans on humans revealed that the claustrum only activated during complex tasks, aligning with the activation of networks associated with optimal cognitive performance. This contradicts the notion that the claustrum governs consciousness. Further research will determine the validity of this new theory, potentially offering a foundation for developing novel therapeutic approaches to address cognitive decline in various disorders. Scientists have made a fascinating discovery involving tiny underground creatures that can turn carbon dioxide into stone. Carbon sequestration, a process crucial for reducing carbon emissions, typically takes years to crystallize CO2. However, researchers found bacteria capable of accelerating this process significantly, transforming CO2 into stone in just a matter of days. Carbon sequestration is essential for achieving a negative carbon footprint, a goal in the fight against climate change. Traditional methods of sequestration involve storing CO2 deep underground, but this process can take up to a decade to crystallize the gas, leaving room for potential leakage back into the atmosphere. The breakthrough comes from a certain species of geobacillus bacteria, which accelerates the mineralization of CO2 using an enzyme called carbonic anhydrase. By replicating underground conditions in laboratory tests, scientists observed that these bacteria could speed up the process of turning CO2 into solid minerals within just 10 days. This rapid mineralization of carbon could revolutionize carbon sequestration efforts by increasing storage capacity and preventing CO2 leakage. The bacteria responsible for this remarkable feat were discovered 4,100 feet below the surface at the Sanford Underground Research Facility in South Dakota. By converting carbon dioxide into solid minerals deep within the Earth's pores, these microbes offer a promising solution for long-term carbon storage. The Codex Gigas, also known as the Giant Book or the Devil's Book, is the largest surviving medieval illuminated manuscript globally, measuring an impressive 92 centimeters (36 inches) in length. Originating from the early 13th century, this manuscript was created in a Benedictine monastery in Bohemia, now part of the Czech Republic. Its most distinctive feature is a full-page portrait of Satan, earning it the nickname Devil's Bible. Containing the complete Vulgate Bible and other popular medieval works in Latin, the Codex Gigas is an exceptional example of Romanesque monastic book production. Remarkably, the manuscript is bound with wooden boards covered in leather and adorned with ornate metal guards and fittings. Weighing 74.8 kilograms, 165 pounds, it consists of 310 leaves of vellum, supposedly made from the skins of 160 donkeys. The Codex Gigas showcases elaborate illuminations in red, blue, yellow, green, and gold. Capital letters at the start of Bible books are intricately illuminated, with some taking up most of the page. The manuscript's detailed depictions and extraordinary size have fueled a legend that it was created in a single night with the help of the devil himself. While scientists dispute this claim, the unique features of the Codex Gigas, including its portrayal of good and evil through contrasting images of heaven and the devil, continue to captivate those who explore its pages. Over the centuries, the manuscript faced various journeys and challenges, surviving wars and fires. Today, it resides in the National Library of Sweden in Stockholm, where it is on public display. Cognitive dissonance, a term coined by psychologist Leon Festinger in the 1950s, reveals a fascinating aspect of human psychology. It occurs when individuals experience conflicting thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes, leading to discomfort or tension. At its core, cognitive dissonance stems from the desire for internal consistency. When faced with conflicting information or beliefs, individuals are motivated to reduce this discomfort by either changing their beliefs or justifying their actions. One classic example is the smoker who knows smoking is harmful but continues to smoke. To resolve the dissonance between knowing smoking is unhealthy and continuing the habit, the smoker may downplay the risks or convince themselves that they can quit any time. Another example is the person who supports environmental conservation but frequently drives a gas-guzzling car. To reduce the dissonance between their values and actions, they may rationalize their behavior by emphasizing other eco-friendly actions they take or denying the impact of their driving habits. Cognitive dissonance is not limited to individual beliefs, but can also occur within groups or societies. When confronted with evidence that challenges group norms or ideologies, individuals may experience dissonance and either reject the new information or modify their beliefs to align with it. Despite its discomforting nature, cognitive dissonance serves a purpose in prompting individuals to critically evaluate their beliefs and behaviors. By recognizing and addressing cognitive dissonance, individuals can strive for greater internal consistency and alignment between their beliefs and actions. COINTELPRO, short for Counterintelligence Program, was a covert program conducted by a government agency that aimed to monitor and disrupt political organizations perceived as subversive. Spanning from the 1950s to the 1970s, this initiative utilized an array of tactics, including extensive surveillance, infiltration by undercover agents, and the strategic spreading of disinformation. Its primary targets were civil rights leaders, anti-war activists, and groups advocating for social change. While the program's existence was officially acknowledged in the 1970s, the full extent of its activities and the lasting impact on targeted individuals and movements remain subjects of ongoing scrutiny and inquiry. COINTELPRO's tactics stirred controversy, as they often went beyond passive observation. The program sought to exploit internal divisions, fostering distrust and discord within targeted groups. The revelation of COINTELPRO's activities raised significant ethical and legal concerns, prompting investigations and calls for accountability. While its official termination occurred in the 1970s, COINTELPRO's legacy endures as a cautionary tale about the balance between national security concerns and the protection of civil liberties. In 1987, an unusual medical case made its way into the American Journal of Forensic Medicine and Pathology. A 20-year-old man arrived at the emergency room with rectal pain, revealing a bizarre incident. Just hours before seeking medical help, he and his boyfriend had engaged in an unconventional activity. After mixing a batch of concrete, the patient assumed a unique position while his boyfriend poured the mixture into his rectum through a funnel. As the concrete hardened, the pain became unbearable, leading him to seek medical attention. Doctors successfully removed the concrete mass without harming the patient's rectum. The mass exhibited an intriguing detail. It had molded a perfect cast of the rectum's interior, showcasing distinct grooves produced by mucosal folds. Adding to the oddity, a ping-pong ball was discovered within the concrete. The doctor speculated it might have been inserted as a plug post-enema, but was pushed deeper during the hardening process due to peristaltic contractions. After a night's rest, the patient left the hospital unharmed. The fate of the concrete enema remains unknown, prompting curious thoughts about its disposal or potential preservation in a medical archive. Conspirituality, a term coined in 2011, refers to the convergence of conspiracy theories with New Age spirituality, gaining traction in the 1990s. Sociologists Charlotte Ward and David Voas characterized it as a politico-spiritual philosophy with two core convictions: the belief in a covert group controlling societal order and a paradigm shift in consciousness. This movement combines optimistic New Age culture with pessimistic conspiracy theories, presenting a paradoxical fusion. Followers of conspirituality often see themselves as enlightened and persecuted by mainstream society for their awareness of the real truth. The uniting philosophy centers on the idea of society being under covert control by elites, and emancipation can be achieved through a consciousness paradigm shift. This concept appeals to the narcissistic notion of unraveling the true explanations for global issues. Conspiritualists perceive enlightenment as existing beyond politics and science, reaching a dimension separate from three-dimensional human concerns. The movement intertwines conspiracy theories with New Age spirituality, emphasizing secrecy and the revelation of higher knowledge. A man named Edward Leedskalnin built something called Coral Castle in Florida. He did this alone, using basic tools, and claimed to have done it by himself without help. The construction is made of large limestone blocks, some weighing several tons, arranged in intricate formations. Leedskalnin was secretive about his methods, leading to speculation about how he managed to move and lift the massive stones. Despite theories and investigations, the true techniques he used remain a mystery. Coral Castle continues to attract visitors intrigued by its mysterious origins and the skill of its solitary creator. Coronal heating is a phenomenon in which the outer layer of the sun, known as the solar corona, is significantly hotter than the layers below it. Scientists find this odd because, according to conventional wisdom, temperatures should decrease as you move away from a heat source. In the case of the sun, though, the corona's temperature is much higher than the surface, contrary to what basic physics would suggest. The reason behind this temperature anomaly remains a puzzle, and scientists are exploring various theories to understand how and why the corona defies the expected temperature gradient. Encounters with bizarre vehicles and oddities on roadways have been reported worldwide. Witnesses described normal-looking cars suddenly rising above the pavement and disappearing from sight. A similar incident occurred in 1965 in the Cotswold Hills, where a motorist reported being overtaken by an object shaped like a Land Rover, traveling at high speed without lights. In 1987, a Canadian Anglican priest encountered a dark van with no windows or headlights, illuminated only by small Christmas lights. The van vanished into thin air after being passed by the priest. Cosmic motorcycles have also been reported, such as in 1954 on the Alcan Highway, when two single-wheeled vehicles, silvery and silent, passed a family's car at high speed. A similar case occurred in France in 1956. Not limited to roads, strange car-like devices have been reported. Witnesses reported anomalous tractors, strange vehicles without drivers, and silvery objects that disappeared into thin air. In 1964, near Kanamachi, Japan, witnesses observed a black car on a crowded highway. A gaseous cloud enveloped it for a few seconds, and when it dissipated, the car had vanished. These peculiar encounters challenge conventional explanations, leaving observers puzzled and inviting speculation about interdimensional travel, time travel, or other unexplained phenomena.